showtime. I know it's showtime. That's why I said,
The
hey, we're live.
broadcast
Right.
is live.
What is up, dude?
What's up?
Hard dicks and helicopters. That's what's up.
True. Was it actually someone asked me? They're like, I asked someone what's up, and they go, space. I go, technically no. Space, because I mean, if you go, I gotta turn. Sorry, I got. Well, officially, work is over, so I gotta turn that ringer off. It's completely unprofessional. Yeah. But nah. And then there was the argument. I was like, well, the sky's up. I was like, technically, no. Sky meets after ground. Ground is below us as well, if you go far enough. I don't know how wide the Earth is.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this jump is either. Oh, also, fucking fun fact for that. Different cultures, all kind of evolve either independently, not necessarily independently, but with their neighbors, but still far enough away that some do evolve independently. And the words they have for colors, all of them have the word for what we call red first, and then like you get the other ones later, and then blue is always way the fuck after anything else. And you can make the argument that blue almost doesn't fucking exist in nature.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. See, I'm from Arkansas, so we got flowers down here. I don't know if you got flowers up there in Pennsylvania, but down here we have flowers. As if flowers were like only grown in the South.
Well, so the two things with that is like with that there is one type of flower and one butterfly that actually has blue pigment. The rest of it is like, on the microscopic level, whatever fibers, attach or not whatever, but capture all the light except for blue and reflect blue. But
shut the fuck up. Sorry.
You like put it under a microscope, it's actually red. Yeah, and then like another thing, and this you have to like put this in perspective of you live in the ancient world. When the fuck would you ever see blue? Like most people might live by the sea, but if you have been to the ocean, when you're at the beach, that water is brown or green. It doesn't get blue until you get out a little bit. And when is the sky blue? Half the time it's fucking black. If there's any clouds, it's gray. In the morning, it's red and yellow. Like if you got really what we would call a nice day, you have like maybe 4 hours of that color we're gonna call blue.
Well, I mean, my shirt's blue, so.
No, fucking like one of the reasons that medieval churches, like on the inside, they're all painted blue, is because that was a fucking power move. Because the only way to make blue until like the fucking I think 1700s, 16 or 1700s, was you had to import lapis lazuli rocks from Afghanistan and crush them up. So pound for pound, or ounce for ounce, or whatever it is, like as far as pigment goes, the color blue was more expensive than gold. So it was a power move to have everything made blue.
And see, actually, blue has been, especially the same blue you're talking about, not just that deep dark blue, but a blue kind of like this.
Yeah.
It's like so many cultures, they revere it as like a top kind of color. One of the reasons is because it was hard to find, and two, it evolved. Like people just wanted, like, I don't know, something about the color itself makes, I guess probably because you said it starts at red. Yeah. And then blue is so far down the line it's a little bit more abstract. Like Norse, Odin's colors are blue and silver. He likes silver things, and he also apparently like blue is just the color that he chooses, and it's a supreme color of some sorts. And I don't know, I find that very weird, mainly because I'm partially colorblind. So
really,
yeah, dude, I was never supposed to have the jobs in the Marine Corps that I had. Which is really funny because at the same time, they're like, you're not allowed to get a Humvee license. Like, I'm also not allowed to be in my own MOS, so eat my dick. Like, it looks like everyone's fucking up.
Yeah, no, what I always thought was funny was you can't be any kind of colorblind to be an aircraft mechanic, right? Because they don't want you to, like, cross the wires the wrong way. But, like, you look at the inside of the fighter jet, all the wires are white, and they have serial numbers on them. Yeah. So, like, why does it matter if you're colorblind? Because you're not putting red to red and blue to blue. You're putting X1, 2, 3, 4 to X1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm not allowed to drive a government vehicle because they're like, well, you got to be able to see colors. I was like, yeah, but I'm in an MOS that specifically says no colorblind people. Someone made a fuck up there. And secondly, you'll put me in a fucking turret, though. Like, I'm sat in a turret just riding around on the top of the Humvee thinking, I shouldn't be up here. Okay. But it's like, what if there's an ID? Oh, well.
I'm pretty sure color is going to fucking help us see that.
Yeah. The ground's disturbed. I can see it. Actually, what's really strange is there is some foreign special forces and some of our own American special forces. They do look for people with specifically my color deficiency. And the reason why, especially like me, is I'm a hunter. Like, I hunt every year. I love hunting. It's something I grew up doing. But the thing is, I don't hunt off of color. And now that I've dealt with guns and loud noises and mortars so long, I don't even hunt with sound as much anymore. If something moves, like, here's the thing is, I can be stalking and come up on a deer and just be so fucking close to it, and I will stay more still than him or her. Well, I'll shoot a doe too. I'm not sexist against deers, okay?
Dude, hey, people fucking bang.
Yeah, there you go. But I can look and see this deer, and I'll see them move long before they see me because my vision doesn't rely on color schemes. I'm relying on pure movement. On top of that is my color blindness. I have an excess of rods in my eyes rather than cones. So I see light. That's also why, like, a lot of times, like, I've had, like, especially in the Marine Corps, I always got shit for, like, wearing sunglasses a lot. And I was like, if I don't, I'm going to get a fucking headache. And then I'm just going to be angry the rest of the day. Because my headaches don't make me cry and sit in a corner and have a migraine and refuse to have sex. My headaches just make me pissed off.
So what you're saying is if you and I ever find each other in some type of most dangerous game type situation, like we're out there hunting each other, I'm going to be in a tree with a bolt action rifle.
Dude, you got to stay really still for me not to see you. On top of the fact is if it's a low light environment, I have a distinct advantage, and it's legit, like, it's just something about my specific colorblindness. Now, mind you, if you said, okay, the red and the orange team, or the blue and the purple team, or something like, if you're like two very close colors, all right, we're gonna have a paintball match, I'm gonna shoot at least half of our teammates. So, you win there. So some uniforms I could get fucked up, but in the end, I'm like, they don't, no. We'll sort them out later. But yeah, no, I have a very weird color blindness, which means when people are like, oh, this color or that color, I'm like, meh.
Fucking, speaking of color, though, I just watched the movie Manhunter. Have you ever seen that?
Manhunter?
Yeah, The Silence of the Lambs is its sequel.
Okay, I know I've seen all those movies, so, but which one is the Red Dragon one?
Red Dragon is a remake of Manhunter.
Okay, alright, so.
But that movie is fucking beautifully fucking colored. Like, they put attention to fucking anything. And, like, there's, like, half the movie are, like, the scenes where they light it just right, so everything is just all shades of one color, whether it's, blue or orange or fucking whatever it is. Oh, and it's got a fucking amazing synthwave fucking soundtrack. Like, really? it almost sounds like Playboy. There's a look at it. Sounds like.
I'm listening, but I'm also gonna do something. I don't know if it's gonna fucking work.
Okay.
Fucking TikTok, god damn it. I'm actually
get rid of TikTok. All right.
No, well, here's the thing: is they're not gonna get rid of it if TikTok will sell its American part to Microsoft. Or no, was it Microsoft? I think it was. Yeah, it was Microsoft.
That's what I heard.
And Microsoft and Facebook are partnered now. So that means Facebook dude, they've already got Instagram. They've been trying to buy Snapchat. Like, they legit are becoming a monopoly, and it's fucking hilarious. But, I mean...
Don't Snapchat with their fucking story feature. I mean, the only thing Snapchat's good for anymore is buying drugs. I mean, hooking up with
All right, Tripp Smokepit. And there we go. So that's going to go live on my phone. I got to prop it up with a beer bottle. Hold on. Oop, nope, that one's going to fall. And if anybody on my live comes over, then I'll just tell them to come over to this one. I'm also barely going to be paying attention to that one. Dude, I've got almost 30,000 followers. I might as well try to bring them over to your fucking YouTube channel. I don't really. Huh?
That's on Twitch, right?
No, actually, I could live stream this on Twitch if you wanted to. No, this is on TikTok.
Oh.
I have way more followers on TikTok than Twitch.
Can you go live on Twitch?
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't know that. I don't have it.
Here's the only problem is you can't, I can't bring someone in. I can't have two people sharing a screen.
Yeah, and, who the fuck wants to listen to, one person talk? It's dude, unless you get some cool.
I've made money doing it.
Well, yeah.
People have donated just me bullshitting on fucking goddamn Tickety Talk. Fucking look, Lisa, Leslie. Oh, fuck, names are hard. Go to YouTube. Hold on. Actually, I realized this is going to be harder than I thought. I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
Yeah. Goddamn TikTok. No, I could actually draw this over to Twitch, but I don't think I have enough followers on Twitch for it to matter, and I haven't been streaming lately.
Yeah, well, what are you playing over there?
Was that?
Yeah.
I was playing a lot of, I started off with Doom.
Dude, Doom was so fucking goddamn good, dude.
Here's the problem, though. I was working at GameStop when we released Doom, and they, every day, videos on our TV, fucking, Doom, and everyone's and I'm hyping. Dude, I'm getting hyped, and I had it pre-ordered, and I'm, ready, and I was supposed to live stream it the moment it launched, and I think I'd just become an affiliate, so I could have got paid for it, and I was stoked. And then I put it on there, and it said, you need this update. I did the update. It crashed my computer.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
But what's funny is that was my laptop, and now I've got this PC set up. But it took a week and a half to get another computer. So now, and then I started playing it, so I was already a little miffed. I turned around, and I started playing it, and I was trying to live stream it and keep it entertaining. But my thing about my live stream is I love to interact with the people that comment. Speaking of that, I gotta click on that. Oh, hey, look, you got comments. That's what people on Twitch, they liked, or not Twitch, but TikTok, they liked me so much in my live streams, is because unlike other live streamers who would be there just talking with someone else, or doing something random, or they're just going about their day live streaming, hoping people would donate to them for money, I was interacting with them and so asking them what they wanted, what they needed. Except for one time, I made fucking $20 because my little brother and me were shit hammered drunk, and he started playing guitar on my live stream, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's so awesome!" And I was like, "Yeah." I would honestly, I've said this, and you got to understand is how much I think you are an amazing guitarist. My little brother to kick your ass at a guitar.
Hey man, but you also have to remember that I only put the good shit on the
internet. Say hello to Ivy.
Hey.
She needs attention more than anything else in the world. What's up, Fred? My dogs are here.
In the comments, chat, man.
You fucking growl at Fred again, I will put you in a fucking wood chipper, dog.
Also, Quentin Gibbs born in war with China soon. We are already at war with China. It's just not boots on the ground yet.
Honestly, their economy, so this is going to be my 2 bits on it, is if you pay attention, if you've ever had an economics class, their economy and their industry has grown too much, and they have not grown with it, but they have excessive amount of people in between. How they set their poverty up with their higher class.
Yeah.
They are at their cap, and at any moment they're going to collapse in on themselves. Which, yeah, I guess that, it depends on what you want in the world. That means, yeah, you're not going to have Wish. You're not going to have the Wish app, and in 10 years, you won't be able to get stuff for, a knockoff price. But, at the same time, maybe we'll have jobs back in America.
Yeah. Because, nowadays, I don't have enough money to buy shit only made in America, but I do have enough money to not buy shit made in China. So.
True. But.
When you can help it. But it's oh, dude, I need a new phone. I'm kind of fucked if you don't do that, so.
But we're already almost 15 minutes in, and you haven't asked me about the thing that you asked me to look up.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear about the story, buddy.
So, a main part of Native Americans in America. classroom time, which is really funny because both my father, and his dad are like legal history teachers. So, I love history. But big thing about history.
Like there's an illegal history teacher.
Um,
Is there a
me? I mean, I'm not a certified history teacher, so I'm an illegal history teacher.
You're getting on the black market, folks.
Yep, the black market history lessons. Native American and it's mostly Spaniard edition.
Yeah.
So a big thing about Native Americans when it came, sup my dudes, Ronnie Phillips, sup back. But a big thing about Native Americans in like I guess you'd call it closer to the 18th century is everyone was at war with each other, and French, the dominant groups, the French, the Spanish, and the Brits were all kind of coming in here trying to get their piece of this land, and also so they were at war with each other and at war with the people that inhabited the land, which cracks me up. Is the French treated the French and the kind of like Swedish people that would come over here, which they don't really count because they don't really have militaries. But the French
found New Jersey, and they were there for like 5 years when the Brits kicked them out.
Well, the French treated the Native Americans the best because they're like, we want money, and the Native Americans are like, we want those guns. And they're like, we'll trade. And the Osage, they were the tallest. Was it Thomas Jefferson said they were the largest and was it the most refined of the Native Americans? Because my tribe was built on you act respectful or you go to this circle and you get murdered. And that's pretty much it. But the French, they put in a bunch of laws, and then the Spanish tried to come in because the French were like, okay, we can't fight the Brits on our own. So, because they're French. So they're like, hey, we're going to use the Spanish. So they're like, hey, we're going to give you all this land that we've been controlling. Leave us Louisiana. And we're going to team up to fight against the Brits. We're just not going to trade with them. We're going to take all the trade. Spanish came in, and they were raging cunts. They tend to like to do inquisitions. They like force converting people and then murdering them. I mean, who doesn't like an inquisition? But still, the Spanish did it the wrong way. I don't know.
No. Who did it the right way then?
I have no idea. I'm assuming someone's done it the right way.
So would that be like the Salem witch trials, or like the same thing that was going on in England and Germany at the time?
They put a dog on trial and killed it because they thought it was performing witchcraft.
Well,
no.
So
look at this thing. You think this thing can perform witchcraft?
Maybe not that one, but I can show you a Yorkie that you'd be like, yeah.
Fair enough. Maybe a cat. Honestly, if they're like, yeah, they put a cat on trial, and I go, that sounds about right. It was probably up to something sketchy. He's plotting. But a big thing is the Spanish didn't see the Native American tribe, especially the Osage, as civilized people. The French were like, we don't see them as civilized people, but there are access to furs.
Yeah, and a buck is a buck.
Yeah, and when we go up their river, they don't fucking kill us. And the biggest part was the Osage, which when I have to focus on the Osage, one, because it's the tribe I know the most about, because hello, and two, because they're very important in this era, because they were so fucking badass that the Comanche had to team up with neighboring tribes just to keep them from expanding. They were just like, okay, this tribe, and they were the only tribe in North America that was well over 6 foot. The tallest of them being 7 foot. If you were under 6 foot in the Osage tribes, you were expected to go batshit crazy because they're like, you have to be more lethal and more fucked up than anyone because you're a small little bitch.
So do they have their own version of Napoleon then?
Do they have what?
Their own version of Napoleon.
Napoleon?
Yeah. Short dude, fucking pissed off.
Not really, because you were never, like, there was no one important that was short. They were pretty much just like, you're a runt. Fuck it. Like, you can be with us, but we don't really care about you.
Like now.
But, yeah.
Under 5 foot tall. Sorry, buddy.
Well, I will say, that the funniest thing about them, dude, you keep cutting in and out strangely, like when you're talking.
Do I?
Yeah, I'll see it like you'll say something and then it'll like, and then start back up.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, but at least you don't look pixelated this time.
Hey, this time. Well, I got a
Yeah.
nice new camera. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, this episode is sponsored by Eric Pickle.
Yes. You were sponsored by Skippy Delivery.
Skippy do that, Skippy A.
Will I get your package on time? Damn Skippy. But no, the funny one of the main reasons is because the Osage people, it's how they fought that made the Spanish and a lot of European countries very uneasy because they like to get naked.
So like the Celts or
Yeah.
Picts.
So what's funny about it though is you got to realize some of the like 6.5 foot was the average height. So and you had guys up to 7 foot. Now, mind you, all of the Europeans were like in the fucking 5'3" to 5'6" category.
Yeah, no,
So
there's
you got
a statue in St. Augustine of Ponce de Leon. He's like 5'2". I'm like, why'd they make this so small? I was like, that's how tall he was. Like, oh.
so you got, and part of the reason was, and I think it has to be it, is you got big old dick swinging 7 foot guy running at you, and you just don't feel comfortable with that no more. So now you got to dehumanize them, or else you feel really bad about your life. And to say I'm the runt in my family is probably the funniest and most accurate thing. My older brother's like 6'6". My little brother's like 6'1". I'm 5'10". I just had to be meaner than everyone else. That's what happened. So I joined the Marines. I was like, I'm going to be fucking more badass. Fuck all you guys. But the funny thing about it is the Osage ended up teaming up with America. And obviously America didn't care for Spain very much. They did like the French. But when the Spanish came in and they kept coming up, they were constantly met by Osage fucked up tactics, which is 2 ways to fight a war, or at least fight a group of people. It's called a bluff war and a no quarter war. A bluff war is they'll come up to your camp and they'll surround your camp and start insulting you in your native language. So if it's they will learn Spanish to insult you.
Oh, shit.
And they won't insult your unit or something. They'll insult a specific person till that person comes out. They'll kill him and put his head on a pike and run around the camp with it. And so they kept doing that until basically they'd surround you. And there was multiple, like at the time, the Osage was such a huge thing, is they would call on reinforcements immediately. So what would happen is you would first see one party, then you'd realize, okay, there's 100 people out there. Then there's 500 people out there. And by morning, there's 600 people surrounding us. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on? And they would just and then they would leave you a path to leave. And they'd tell you, that's the only way you're leaving. And it was in the quickest way out of their territory. It doesn't matter if the other side is English.
Yeah.
But if that's the fastest way to get out of their territory, that's the way you have to go, or they will kill every single person there. And then there's the other way, it's no quarter war, which is basically like Chinese pirate style. They just go in at any time of day. They don't give a fuck. They're obviously they don't give a fuck if it's Sunday. If it's Sunday, they know that's the best time to attack. Sunday mornings.
Yeah, sleeper at church.
If they hear bells, that's when they attack. They'll wait until they figure out the best time, and they were some of the funniest fighters because not only were they large, they could just hide in the woods better than some of the smaller native tribes, and so they were able to hide, watch everyone, and go, all right, cool, this is the best time to attack. They'd attack at that time, and just no quarter. Children, adults. First of all, why the fuck do you leave children alive in a war if you kill off a village? Those children will grow up to hate you.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor.
That's how
kill the children.
Yeah.
That's something on YouTube that might get you demonetized, is the phrase, do yourself a favor, kill the children.
Well, I'm not monetized now, so I'm not losing anything by that.
There you go.
Win.
Hopefully you don't run for Senate.
Well, I mean, I already called Dan Bilzerian a fucking faggot, so I mean.
But I mean, who the fuck is defending him?
Nobody. I don't know why he's got such a big fucking following.
Well, no, it's because he paid. Look, first of all, with Skippy, my business, I was offered followers to support my business so that I would get more reviews. And I don't see how you've never been offered book reviews for money or anything like that.
I have, but I told them that if they wanted to read my book, review it, they can. But I'm like, fucking dollar for it. Have fun.
And so, like, as far as Dan Bilzerian, I'm just gonna go with the guy. His parents bought him out of the Navy when he failed buds for how many times?
Like 4 for Pete. He got all the way through it like 5 times, and then just failed the peer review.
Oh yeah, okay, I could see that. It doesn't matter how athletically skilled you are. I knew guys that passed the sniper indoc that was told to fucking go home because they're like, yeah, your personality does not fit this. I knew guys that were perfect Marines that EOD said no.
Yeah, a lot of RSOC guys were like that too, and then the whole special forces community and the army's like that.
Yeah, so I mean,
you have to be able to be here, and then we kind of have to watch you
here. Yeah, because I mean, you don't want to be like, I get it. Like, I bet you Matt Best is an amazing guy. Actually, I was in charge of, at the time, he was a much higher rank than me. I think he was like a sergeant first class or some shit, which so like an E7 in the army. It was Matt Best's corporal from when he was like a boot, and he was like way back in the day. And I was talking with him, and dude's ODA, and yeah, they put like 2 ODA guys under me, and I was like, by the way, I'm just gonna tell you what we're doing today, and y'all just let me know what y'all want to do with this. Yeah. And I was like, because I was like, y'all got, and these guys were older and higher rank and had they're like, these guys were like 6-7 deployment guys. I was like, so I'm like, I'm not gonna, like, I'm a sergeant, I'm not gonna tell them what the fuck to do. I was like, I've got 2 deployments. Like, oh, fuck this, I'm not fucking no. So I was like, cool, whatever.
You go outside the wire with guns. They have like fucking like MRA spoons that are sharpened and like vampire.
It was while I was with TTECG, so all we're doing is evaluating. So it's like, I'm not going to be, like, y'all just fuck with this unit as much as y'all want, and, like, just let me know where you're at so I can tell, I can relay this up the fucking radio. And they're like, he was nothing special, but he wouldn't shut up. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I talk a lot, and I mean, so I was like, I know people want me to shut up a lot. So, I mean, I don't know, but I honestly don't think I'd ever want to be in a oh shit scenario with him. I would want to be in an oh shit scenario with some of the guys that I didn't care to drink with. But I knew were fucking solid as fuck. Dan Bilzerian is someone, honestly, I wouldn't drink with or want to be with. Like, all his guns, those fucking shot groups are terrible. Alright, dogs. Getting down. You dick. The little one's a little fucking asshole.
Dude, all small dogs are. And I think it's because people don't train them right. Because, like, you can train a small dog, but you can't have a big dog. But a small dog, oh, it's cute. I don't want to hit it with a newspaper. So it's not on the floor.
This one's nice.
Buddy, bigger guy.
All right, calm down. Fred's my favorite one, though. But he's too nice to, like, jump over these 2, which is really funny because he rolled up a possum the other day. I'm talking about shit ripped it around. He didn't give a fuck. And yet, he won't fuck up the small dog because he's like, I'll hurt it. The possum, he knew he was like, I'm allowed to hurt this one right here. Yeah. It's okay.
My dad's got an Austrian Shepherd, or Australian Shepherd, whichever one it is. And it has a passionate, murderous hate for groundhogs. Like, split the leash, run 100 yards, come back with a dead groundhog in its mouth, and be like, hey, I know I ran away, I'm sorry, but I got you a gift.
My dog Fred's kind of a psycho. He's the opposite of gun shy. If you start shooting, he will run towards you, no matter if it means going in the path of where you're shooting. He just is like, what's up? Stuff's happening. And I'm like, dude, get around here, get over here. And then he'll see, like, if you shoot a beer can and it pops up, he's like, let me go get it. I'm like, I'm shooting at that right now.
Have you seen that fucking thing where it's replacement for an AR upper, but you put blanks in it and it shoots fucking beer or soda cans?
Yeah, dude. You can actually you don't have to get a full upper for it. Like, well, I've seen
they make a full upper for it.
But. You can if you have a threaded barrel, you just unscrew your muzzle brake, put the thing that holds it on there, and buy the rounds that are designed to do that, and put it in there and just. You just have to it won't eject the round.
Yeah.
It'll like so. I mean, and they've been known to jam and stuff. But I mean, if you want to like launch a fucking beer can, fucking 30 yards, or like shoot T-shirts at fucking chicks at Talladega, if that's ever going to be a thing again in the pandemic world we live in.
Post-pandemic world, man.
One of the dogs attacked a lawnmower.
Shoot the tire off.
Is your dog okay? I'm just going to ask, is your dog okay?
Yeah, is your dog Scarface? Like, geez,
Yeah. Like, did he get fucked up?
that does not sound like a good time.
No. That's intense, though.
Yeah, dude, like, I would freak out if I was mowing the lawn and my dog came up and attacked the lawn.
Yeah, it just is like under the fucking tire or something. I'd be like, oh god! I'd panic.
Yeah, then like, after you get back from the vet, like, you give your dog a fucking Purple Heart because it's a shot.
Dude. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I'm trying to think of anything new from last week when we had our 6 hour. Well, I think I was only really on there for 4.5 hours of it.
Like 4.5 hours, but still.
Yeah. That was like kudos to you for being on so goddamn long.
Dude, if I could fucking manage it to where like I had like a live stream, but it was like a radio show where it was like I just sat around and drank and talked to fucking people on the internet for fucking 8 hours a day, I would fucking do that.
Dude, I mean, I think there's a market for it. Just like I think, and this is just my 2 cents. What's worked with me on like that's one of the reasons why I couldn't do Doom is because you have to be focusing on what you're doing. Yeah. I can play Call of Duty, not give a fuck that I die, and keep bullshitting with the fucking crowd.
No, but like Doom's like very fucking dynamic. Like there's like a
yeah.
You have to learn to like play it right almost. Like it's very hard to just like have one gun and Rambo your way.
And on top of it, I'm not saying that it was like I got it too hyped up in my world, like because I was at GameStop all like and like that stuff. But the art in it is great. The graphics are amazing.
The music's fucking god damn, it's fucking beautiful.
I found so I ruined something for myself. Is I got a hold of the soundtrack before the game released.
How'd you do that? Like the soundtrack isn't released yet.
No, like the soundtrack for it like you get, dude. I just went through.
There's like a package where like if you got a certain like level of the game, like
somehow someone leaked it. I found it, downloaded it off of some fucking. I know I don't have a virus because I have my shit set up to where it would like I'm solid, but I could have damaged my computer probably by the sites I was on trying to find it dude, Doom's always had a dope ass soundtrack. Yeah, even the N64 one.
Yeah, like even the old one, like the first one with that fucking like 8-bit music. Like anybody covering those songs like just on an electric guitar, like.
Yeah,
you don't have to modify it. Play how it goes. It's fucking metal as shit.
And I listened to it, and what sucked is I didn't pay attention to someone's advice, which was don't do it because the music, like when you listen to it as you play the game, it itself is the experience.
Yeah.
And so I'm listening to the music, and then I play the game, and I ruin it. I don't ruin the entire game. I ruin some of that experience. I go. Fucked up there because I was like that would have been like the biggest because I was in the gym going fuck yes and then I'm like oh I fucked up bud but definitely Yarg internet pirates fuck the world actually Pirate Bay.
What you saying you fucked up bud because look you kind of look like Riley from fucking Letterkenny in the face anyway like the hockey player like the one that didn't have the long hair. Like just right here, you kind of look like him.
Really?
I think so. Somebody like,
I'm just saying, dude's hot as shit. So I'm just gonna go with fuck off, dog. Dude, I'm just saying that they're both attractive guys.
Oh yeah.
Give your balls a tug, you tit fucker.
Dude, fucking Shorzy the fucking best. My favorite part of the whole series though is like, because you know how Shorzy keeps giving those two shit about fucking their moms. There was that one episode where they check their text messages. Their mom's like, "Have you seen Shorzy?" And it's like, "Oh."
I like when they hire on who the MMA fighter and Joint Boy.
Oh, what are their names?
I forget the MMA fighters. Joint Boy, I know that's his name.
Yeah. I forget the MMA.
The heads on them like Easter Island statues. Look like a bunch of surly uncles.
Yeah.
But they when they hire them on as basically goons for their team, and then Riley was it Shorzy's like talking about Katie or something, and they're like hit him, and they beat the shit out of him right there, like best money we ever spent. Dude. Actually, I had guys in 1-7 quoting that show left and right. And, like, talking like them. And I was like, that's really fun. I was like, wow, that's, like, really original. And I'd never seen it before. And then I saw it, and I was like, and I messaged one of them. I was like, I just watched Letterkenny and figured out where all that shit came from. And the dude he's like, dude, everyone, because I showed up at the end of a work, like, I was in 2-7, and I did, like, everything was going on. And I went to First Meth and literally got sent back after a while because I couldn't get a Humvee license. And they used a colorblind gunny who had a Humvee license to tell me that I can't skate the system. And he's like, I understand how bullshit this is.
Where you're at, buddy.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, dude, I don't know. Like, the colonel just says no. And I was like, what a dick. And so I went back to 2-7, and they sent me over to 1-7. And I show up there, and apparently everyone had already watched it. Like, all the episodes that had happened by then, which was like, it was when the first season was only on YouTube.
Okay.
So they was like the first season.
Okay, all right, go way back. Dude, my favorite fucking, I guess, quote from that, though, was, what is it, like, fuck you, I make your mom so what that Justin Trudeau had to deploy an infantry regiment full sandbags around my water.
Yeah. Or the, fuck you, Riley, your mom killed my Siamese fish, squirted so hard it went across the room and threw off the pH levels. I love his voice. You realize who Shorzy is, right? It's Wayne.
Yeah. What is his name? Justin Kiso, I think?
Yeah. What's funny about it is like, most of those people in that show are his friends.
Yeah.
He went to California to be an actor. He was in a couple commercials, never really did anything, went back to Canada.
In that new Godzilla movie for, like, 2 minutes.
But he was never in anything that really, like, he couldn't, like, it just didn't work out. So he went home, and he decided, I'm going to make, like, a YouTube thing. And then, was it, I think Crave picked it up, and, like, then it got big. Dude, he is the main writer, he is the lead, and the fucking side funniest person I've ever seen on the show. And that, I just have to say, since he's the creator of he's got to make good money off of it.
Oh, yeah.
I assume so.
Or as much money as he can off that. I mean, I don't think there's as much money in television there used to be. Fucking
Jared Kiso.
Yeah.
Jared Kiso.
Have you ever seen that dude in, like, interviews? Because, like, on the show, he's kind of got that,
Yeah, he always, and then he gets an interview and he's just like, oh yeah, like, it's such a drastic change in personality.
Yeah, he's like, we're making a TV show, dude. It's like,
Yeah.
That's the same guy. Like, get on the voice acting, everybody.
I've got time for a puppers. But no, that is a top favorite show, and I do think it was so weird that, like, I listened to people talk like them forever, it seemed, and then I was like, fuck, that's what they got that from. Yeah. But I wish my dogs could fetch me beer.
Dude, that'd be nice, right? Dude, I kind of wish you can get other people to take a shit for you. Like, I gotta take a shit, but I don't want to leave what I'm doing right now. Can you take a dump for me real quick?
I mean, that is some medical science that is far beyond our understanding.
I mean, I guess the best you can do is, like, put a wag bag in her fucking, like, on the end of your fucking office chair or something.
So I like a lot of the people that I grew up camping with, like my grandpa and like his buddies and my uncle and stuff like that. They're getting older, and one of them just got a hospital chair that has a toilet seat in it, and that's what we take camping. I'm gonna say this: fuck leaning against a tree, fuck squatting over a log or holding a tree or something like that, dude. I take this thing out there, I set it down, I just drop pants. I'm just in the middle of the woods, just shitting in a chair, and it's got a toilet. Like, there's no seat. There's just a toilet seat and there's armrests on it, so you can just sit up there, armrest it out, just enjoying your shit.
Dude, there was this guy in my first pump guy. His name was Dude. He ended up working for Vet TV for a bit. Like, he's one of the producers or whatever. But this dude would not take a shit in the field. We'd be out for like a week, right? Just fucking nothing. And then we come back to wherever we're at. The dude's like fucking in the head for like 3 fucking hours, just like giving birth.
He would not have made any progress in Bridgeport. I'm just saying. 30 days of go fuck yourself. We're on a mountain and it's cold.
Yeah, I don't
that's to me that's weird because I never had a problem shitting out there. Dude, I grew up camping, so I'm just like, I'm gonna go shit, and I just drop chow. There was a time that I realized I was like, wow, fucking MREs really do like stop you up and stuff, and I had a system worked out is no matter how long I spent in the field, when I got back, I'd go to Santana's and get a San Felipe burrito. And honestly, like, you eat MRE.
That's great. I'm sorry. I know this isn't part of the conversation, but fuck Santana's, man. That place is like God came on a plate. Here's your fucking food with a side of rice.
Dude, so amazing. But I don't know what it was. The San Felipe burrito did it the absolute best. Bogwad?
Didn't ship for 10 days. First time I went in the field was born 11, didn't ship for 10. Yeah, well, I mean, fucking, I don't know how people do that. Like,
I don't know. I've got a very active bowel system. I'll fucking shit and not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, that reminded me of, speaking of that, fucking, I wanted to bring this up earlier. We were talking about fucking having a buddy, doctor. Yeah. You know, they would go, he would, you know, go hunt with his buddies, but they would, it would be more like, we're going to like hunt for like 3 hours and just get drunk in the fucking woods. But, it's like fucking, you know, night, they get a campfire going, he goes up, fucking take a piss. And then while he's pissing, he sees a deer like right in front of him, pulls out his fucking pistol and fucking caps the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a fucking pistol kill on the fucking whatever. But that fucking same gun was like this old fucking World War II gun that had been well used. So when he holstered it, it went off. Bullet went in his fucking thigh, wrapped around, came out of fucking knee. But he was, you know, at home, you know, when he did this, he was on leave. So he got like fucking like 3 months convalescent leave, just get to hang out at home. And like, he couldn't fly, so because of whatever his fucking injuries and shit. So they're like, yeah, just don't come home. We'll see you when you fill up.
Dude, I've seen something so fucking similar to that happen, but it was out of just sheer stupidity, not old weaponry. So I went, and it was when I was doing my first, like, CMC, like the first time. I actually picked up corporal in the middle of it, and I didn't get promoted until after I got back to 2-7 at the time. And it was this one kid. He was literally from fucking Kenya, and before I've tried to do his accent, and I fail every time. So out of not disrespecting people from Kenya, because I don't know, they could be good people. I don't fucking care. But the dude he was an idiot. I'm not gonna lie. He was fucking stupid. And then we're doing the pistol thing. He goes to holster it, on fire, finger on the trigger. You know how they kind of, those holsters cant in a little bit? Went down his leg, in the bone, shot straight down the bone and out his foot. I saw him like 2.5 years later, and he still had a limp.
Ugh. Dude, that sucks. Fucking speaking of Indians, though, fucking, we had 2 of them when I was in fucking in Combat Cameron, fucking Pendleton. And they were from like rival tribes, so they fucking hated each other. And one of them was just came off recruiting duty. So, like, it's like, you know, fucking like 9-ribbon fucking Lance Corporal Ainsworth fucking just not giving a shit with his buddies. And then, like, we all hate this fucking new fucking, like, 3-ribbon fucking staff sergeant, you know. And his name was Magbag Viola. And another dude, Katanwe. Katanwe was cool as fucking shit. But they fucking hated each other because of their tribe background. And these guys were, like, immigrants. Like, born and raised in Kenya and fucking moved over to join the Marine Corps. And, like, Katanwe just got back from his, like, 47,000th fucking deployment to fucking Iraq or whatever. And every time Magbag would tell us to do something, we played the mommy daddy game. And we'd be like, hey, so that's where Katanwe, Magbag wants us to do this. And he's like, yeah, you guys need to go back to the barracks and fill sandbags. We're like, why? He's like, dude, like, go back to the barracks. I know it's going to take you like 3 hours, but fill one sandbag, barracks, and bring it back in 3 hours. All right, fuck it. Like, they hated each other that fucking much.
That's bad.
Yeah,
no.
Super fucking terrible, like, in retrospect. But at the time, you know, fucking Lance Corporal, I don't give a shit. Fucking let's go.
Dude, that's intense. I will say, so far, I heard one story that was close to, like, oh, let me finish the fucking Kenya story on the right. He goes unholstered it, looks at us, which I'm looking at him, and I'm like, and he just goes, I'm about to. Oh, I shot myself, or I don't know why he's British now, but he just says like I shot myself, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And everyone starts running, and everyone forgets the fucking phrase. They're like, red dawn, red carpet, red blanket. Dude, it's red blanket, and it's just like there's red something of fabric, red couch cushion. I don't fucking know. And people are running away, and he's just standing there for a minute. I'm just looking at him, and in my head, I was like, I recognized, dude just shot himself. And then I was like, I had already been to Afghanistan, so I was like, and plus, in the lifestyle I grew up in, I see blood, I'm just like, man. And I'm just like, I'm looking, and in my head, I'm not thinking, this guy needs help. I'm thinking, because I thought, okay, the corpsman's going to come up here. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? And they're like, Pickle, get off the line. I'm like, fine. And I walk off. And the corpsman runs up there. Dude, I almost lost my shit on the corpsman because I was salty Lance Corporal Pickle at the time. Because the corpsman walked up and goes, and he said, a couple times. And I was like, I'm going to kill him. Like, you're a fucking corpsman. He's like, you should be like, bam, in it. But at the same time, if that's the only time he's ever seen blood, he might have been nervous.
Dude, we had a guy, my second time doing Viper, before I'd pled the 3-4. And one of the boot corpsmen, like, they go around, the coyotes or instructors will go around and be like, there's this guy's wounded here, address it or whatever. So
like, dude, I miss doing that so bad. I miss TTCG.
Anyway, dude comes around. This person just got shot in the head. He's not dead yet. You fall down, and corpsman comes over, starts putting a tourniquet around the dude's neck to stop the bleeding. He's like, dude, stop! Get off the guy!
Wow. Anyway, I will say for the rest of that I would say there was people that, all right, the people that were completely okay were the 172737 guys, and like I think whatever fucking people there that had like already fucking had some deployments. But then we're like, I mean, this was CMC course, so I mean, there's like just random fucking goddamn chow hall motherfuckers and shit. And they're like, oh, and I'm making jokes. I go, my weapon is on safe. Like, I did that every time I holster my pistol on the pistol part. I go, my weapon's on safe, and I am holstering it. And they're like, Pickle, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, no. Like, obviously we have to practice this so everyone knows it. I thought we didn't have to know. Don't fucking shoot yourself. Oh, livid.
Rule, but there's a reason that like people write rules down.
Yeah. I will say though, the rifle range and the pistol range is some of my favorite times in the Marine Corps ever. Mostly when I was the line staff. As a corporal, I was the line staff over the rifle and pistol range. Oh yeah, just because I was qualified, because I was CMC and CMT, and they're just like, that's just who I was. But the funniest shit was we had this captain. And mind you, the RSO was a buddy of mine named McCarthy. This fucking Irish redhead balding motherfucker that looked like a goddamn redheaded gorilla. Like, the motherfucker was just like, and he was fucking awesome. And me and him, we had a lot of fun together. And pretty much since our jobs were so parallel, he didn't play the, well, I'm a sergeant game with me. He was like, all right, billet is what billet is. Like, we're going to work together. And and that's why he's still a good friend of mine today, is because he didn't want to act like a raging dick because of his rank. And so I see a captain at the 500 walk down. I go, oh, maybe he's got to take a mad shit, or maybe he's got to take a wicked piss. I don't know, it happens. I mean, I got pissed sometimes. He walks over to one of the Vics, and he's
like, why aren't you diarrhea? Okay, great.
Yeah. He's like, dude, I'm about to piss myself. I'd be like, oh, cool. Run, dude. Like, I don't care. Don't run on the range, but run if you're going to piss yourself. I don't give a fuck. Don't trip down my stairs, but don't piss yourself. Don't act like you're an adult. But I knew he was a captain because I'd seen him around, and I was like, all right, he's going to go take a piss. But I for some reason in my head, I was like, I got to watch him. And he walks over to the Vix and starts talking to someone. And I hadn't picked up Sergeant. I think I picked up Sergeant like the next month. But I walk down there, and I'm a corporal, and I was like, hey, sir, it's time to police call your rounds. You got to go up there and police call. And he goes, okay, corporal, I'm talking to a sergeant. And I go, okay, sir, that doesn't mean anything. I need you to go police call your rounds. And he's like, corporal, I'm talking to a sergeant. Do you understand? I go, cool. And I walked up there, and I walked up to McCarthy. I was like, McCarthy, I'm going to lose it. And McCarthy goes, what happened? I start telling him. The dude walks up and goes, do we have a problem, corporal? And McCarthy turns and goes, Pickle, walk away. Because I'm just like, McCarthy saw my face. I was like, do we have, first of all, I think what happened is he probably did what most captains did and missed the brief where they say, this is the RSO, this is the goddamn line staff, these are the coaches. And I would tell them, by the way, you're on my range, you are in student status, therefore your rank doesn't matter, but I'll treat you appropriately to your rank. But you are students, we are instructors. That's how the Marine Corps works. But a lot of officers always try to skip that day, and some of them get away with it, some of them don't. Most of the time, even if they don't, nothing ever happens to them. Yeah. Because they had to do something.
Yeah.
Go to the golf course and drink, I guess. So I was like, I'm walking, and I hear McCarthy. He goes, "Are you fucking kidding me, sir? That's the fucking lines." And I can hear it. And I'm walking away, and it makes me feel so much better because I was like, because I wanted to just snap because I'm like, this dude just thought his rank meant he didn't have to police call. Yeah. And I was petty as shit. Like the next few days, every time I walk away, when he was police calling, I was like, "Hey, sir, good job police calling," and I'd walk off. They're like, "What the fuck is he gonna do?" I said, "Good job police calling" to a lot of people. I would help police call.
Yeah.
I don't have to, but I'd grab a few rounds and I'd like kick them into a pile to help people out. Like and I'm the line staff. I damn sure don't have to. But dude, we had some. I don't know why, but the rifle range, you will have Marines completely forget who the fuck they are. And every Marine as a rifleman is the biggest lie I've ever heard.
No. It's a big lie. It's not the biggest lie.
If you talk about the cake, I'll fight you.
I was going to say the biggest lie is I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Okay, fair. Oh, no. It's CID saying, "Hey, I understand. Just talk to me." And the brig. Thank God I never had to go there except running motherfuckers to the brig, which was my favorite thing, because if I ever made brig runs, I did exactly what they told me not to do, and I'd get like some greasy like fast food, and I'd eat it in front of them. I didn't give a fuck if it made me sick. I'd be like, "Oh, this is delicious." And they're like, "Oh, what, can I get some?" I'm like, I was like, "Oh, I thought you'd rather do drugs." Fucking burrito from Santana's. I don't think that's a good image for, or maybe it is. No. Oh god, we had some infantry guys. I think from like 3-7 or something. You know what's really strange is I dealt with like RCT 7, like 7th Reg, fucking 2-7, 1-7. But the thing is, I was never a part of 3-7. But I've dealt with them so many times, it's fucking comical. One of the biggest times is they had some lance corporals and some corporals, and I walked down the range, and you know the thing, hey, don't sling you're on the rifle range, put it on the meaty portion of your thigh when you're sitting down, you know? But I get it, as a grunt, you go out in the field, you got your rifle slung. I understand. I spent fucking years doing that before I was on the rifle range. So, I go by them and say, "Hey man," and I tell them like 2 or 3 times, and it gets up to like, I was like, "Hey, are you fucking retarded?" And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "I told you." They're like, "Oh, well, you know, like 2 years or 3 years in the infantry." And I was like, "Dude, I spent over 5 in the infantry, and I still remember to put the rifle in the right spot." And at that moment, it was a corporal, and he thought he was going to pull the whole, like, "Oh, yeah, infantry." And I was like, "I got you beat by a couple fucking years, motherfucker." Like, and a lot of this stuff happened right before I picked up sergeant. Something about being a sergeant on the range, and people, like, I'll finally listen, like, motherfuckers.
That third stripe is a fucking superpower.
It really was. I'm sad I got NJP'd. I've been NJP'd twice and still had a good cookie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, dude, I want to say half the time I was in the Marine Corps, I was a sergeant, because I picked up Lance Corporal at the time you're supposed to pick up Lance Corporal, and I was a Lance for like 4 years. And then when I lat moved, the MOS I was in was, and these are both combat camera MOS, the one I was in, the cutting score, had been closed for like almost the entire time I was a Lance. And the few times it was open, like it was like 22 or 2300, fucking whatever. And when I lat moved into video, you know, or I'm sorry, I picked up corporal like way at the end right before I lat moved, and then I was only a corporal for maybe a little bit less than a year, because like once the paperwork hit, I had so much fucking time in service that the new MOS thing was like I had like 500 more points than the next guy in line.
That's funny. Dude, I had a staff sergeant that to this day I love him to death. His name is Keyslinger, and I kept calling him Keysling, and everyone calls him Keysling, but his name's actually Keyslinger. Yeah. And at least I'm pretty sure. I could forget. Time is a funny thing with the memory. But I love the guy. He was one of those guys like you just wanted to follow him. Something about like, and also he was one of the guys. But at the same time, if he started to get pissed at you, you start to panic, and you're like, "I gotta make it right. I gotta make it right." And it was
sorry.
He was the vision of what I think a proper staff sergeant should have been in the infantry. But to say the least, I mean, the motherfucker came in shit hammered as fuck and had to pass out on the couch. He came in with tennis shoes, no fucking name tapes, and no cover, and like we had to fucking cover for him, and like he was, I mean, and it cracked me up because he wasn't your like he was the farthest thing from a normal staff sergeant, and even better, there's one time we were straight up in, I think we got back from Iraq, and like a couple weeks later after we went on leave and came back, we had to be notional mortars in the like we were mortars as notion, so we just had to fill a spot in the sand. Basically and I mean, most of us were in like skivvies and fucking crop tops. We went fucking goddamn 80s style on the motherfucker. Crop top the shit, hang out in the sun, threw cami netting up, said fuck it. I read a book. It was so goddamn hot, the pages of my book was coming out.
I hated that, man. Fucking, when I was in Africa, I had a fucking, I think the book was called Marine, but it was like a fucking biography of like Chesty Puller. Because like, you hear all this Chesty Puller shit, at some point you're like, well, maybe I should fucking read a book about it so I know what I'm actually talking about. I got halfway through the book, and then like I pulled it out of my fucking drop pouch. This is where I kept it, and like all the pages fell out.
Yeah. And dude, we were like, at one point, there's this officer that came up, and he was like, "Where's your staff sergeant?" And him in his goddamn underwear and nothing else, like except he had he took his sucking skivvy shirt, put water on it, put it over his face, and laid down. He just kind of popped up and was like, yeah. It was like, "What you need, sir?" And he goes, "I guess this is what mortars is." He goes, "Yeah, what you need?" And they're like, "Oh, we have a meeting." And he's like, "Okay." He goes to the meeting. He runs back and goes, "Get everything staged. Get all, like, everyone get dressed. Stop being in fucking shitbags. Yeah. Get dressed. Have everything staged and be ready. When I give you the word, I want you to like load up in the trucks so fucking fast, like faster than you've ever been." I was like, "Okay." And I realized, and the fucking BC's over there, and he knew that he was gonna talk to the BC because our BC at the time, Lieutenant Colonel Hart, was that fucking hard charging motherfucker that he's like, dude, in Iraq, he's like, "Let me get with this machine gun shit," and all that. Dude was a fucking badass, and he goes and like, and I'm watching, and I'm like, "All right, guys, all right," and they're like. Basically, the BC was like, "Oh, what are y'all doing?" He goes, "Well, honestly, we're just kind of camped out here, and we just move, but we're not firing mortars, so I'm not sure why we need to fulfill the spot, because you could just plot on the map, don't fire here, and we're needlessly, like, there's live fire, so we're needlessly, something could go wrong and fuck us up." Yeah. And, like, he just said that, and the BC was like, "Okay, y'all can head back," and he goes, "CSMO, I shit you not, we looked like we were, like, the best unit ever, because we were like, boom, in the trucks, ready to go." And it was like, it was pretty impressive, but that's the type of guy he was. And he was, like, he actually got out after 4 years, went to the National Guard, got a big-ass bonus, said, fuck it, went back active duty Marines, kept his fucking bonus, because, active duty supersedes reserve is. Yeah. And then continued, and I just had to ask him one day, I was like, "Staff Sergeant, I don't mean any disrespect, but how are you a Staff Sergeant? You don't act like one." I was like, "Don't get me wrong, I'll follow you to hell. But you don't really act like what a normal staff sergeant does." And he just looked at me, the most honest answer, too, because his face, it was still confused, too. He goes, "I keep re-enlisting, and they keep giving me a higher rank." I'm like, "No." Okay, yeah. Dude, like, that is the most, I was like, all right, this motherfucker's real as shit.
Well, that's kind of funny to remember. Have you ever seen the movie, Saving Silverman?
Yeah. Oh God!
At the end of it, there's that part where Jack Black and Early Ermey like make out, and I saw an interview, and somebody was like, "Hey, so did you ever?" They were talking to Early Ermey. They're like, "So did you ever think that you'd be kissing a man on film?" And then he, without missing a beat, goes, "I never thought they'd pay me that much to kiss a man on film."
I mean, fucking valid point. Dude, speaking of kissing men, so I went to a drag show last night. And I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger because I got to grab a beer.
Wait, what?
I'm going to grab a beer real quick. Hold on.
Did he say he was going to a drive-thru? Like a drive-thru strip club? I'm speculating at this point, fucking people at home. Or did he say drive-in? Like drive-in movie theater?
Oh, no, sir. I can hear you speculating because my headphones are Bluetooth.
Oh.
And I said a drag show.
Oh, those are fucking fun, man. I thought you said
First of all,
I was like, yeah, people go to the drive-thrus all the fucking time. Like, what's special about this story?
No. Drag show. And it's really funny because I know one of the trannies. She's a bartender, or she's actually a cocktail waitress because she goes to the tables. But at the bar that I go to all the time, and she's a cool chick. Like, I call it a chick because, I mean, she's doing the transition. Dude, I ain't going to tell motherfuckers how to live their life. Fuck it. You're a dude that wants to do a 9 to 5 in a suit and tie and then put on a fucking dress on the weekends and dance around on stage? I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, is that actually trans, though? Because, like, I thought drag queens were just gay dudes that dress up as chicks, and you're only trans.
It's called a drag show, but it had like trans and it had just like gay guys. So it was a homologation of all kinds of stuff. And dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, I really fucking don't. Like,
especially in Palm Springs, that place was it Toucans?
Wait,
I think it was Toucans. There's a bar in Toucans. I'm sorry, there's a bar in Palm Springs called Toucans that had a really good fucking drag show.
I went in Twin Island Palms. I've gone to the Tool Shed a lot. There's a gay bar, and they every now and then they have drag night or drag shows and stuff. It's really fun. Is I love taking completely like I'm straight as fuck. Like I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I fucking love gay bars. I used to go with my buddy Jude, and we pretend like we were dating, and like older gay couples, like, oh my god, they're so cute. Let's buy them drinks all night. It's like, hey guys, we're totally in love. Buy us all the tequila. They're like, we'll buy you all the tequila.
Like, you were down in Pendleton. You know of the Rainbow Massage Parlors. Rainbow Massage.
Inside, but yeah, I know they are.
All right, so the owner of it, I met him. I was it the Drunken Head? The Pirate Bar.
The Haunted Head. Which
that one.
Also a fucking badass bar. Apparently they had a gay bar in the fucking 80s, but the Marines moved in and made it a more gay bar.
Pretty much. But I was in there, and I was just, I was just drinking, having a good time, and this older guy, just me and him just started chatting. He was a fucking machine gunner in 1-7. No, it wasn't 1-7, but he was in Vietnam. And I'm talking, he's old salt dog status, and I'm talking to him, and he's just cool as, I don't know what it is about old salty Vietnam guys. You just like, they talk and you just want to listen.
Like we can only hope that the next generation reveres us as such.
No way in hell they're going to. But oh well. But he like I was just talking, and then he was glancing over there, and he saw me catch his eyes. Like, what is he looking at? And he goes, "That guy's got a nice ass." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then like I realized, I was like, "All right, he's gay. I'm not gonna draw attention to it. Like, I'm not gonna be a dick to him." Because I'm like, my aunt's a lesbian, and she makes fucking carpet eating jokes like a motherfucker. And
yeah, but did that guy actually have a nice ass, or did he just have a really good pair of jeans? Because a really good pair of jeans make your ass look.
It was a dark bar, and he was paying way more attention to it than me. I just kind of glanced over and was like, see who he's talking about. And because like, if I looked around and there's like Keanu Reeves and like some skin tight jeans, I'd be like, yeah, it is. But I was like, oh, cool. And he turns to me and goes, oh, by the way, I'm gay. I go, cool. I was like, was it ever hard in the Marine Corps? Like, did you get with a lot of lady boys in Vietnam? He goes, hella fucking lady boys. That's when I figured out I was gay. And I was like, nice. And then he's like, yeah, I had to keep it a secret. He's like, I came out like 30 years ago though. I was like, damn. And he's like, and he had already told me he owns a massage parlor and stuff. But the funniest shit about that night with him and this old fucking just gay dude, and he cracks me up because you would never know that he's gay. And the thing is he believed that being gay shouldn't be your personality. You should be like, if being gay is who you are, that's who you are. But develop a fucking personality. Don't have gay being everything about you. And he goes, and there's this one corpsman that was really gay, and he's like loud and sassy and shit like that. Don't get me wrong, I think the sassy gay guys are the funniest because they will tear a woman apart in an insult. Yeah. Which is hilarious. But this old motherfucker just turns to him and goes, "Hey, Queenie, shut the fuck up!" And I'm like, oh. And he has the right to say that shit because, I mean, he was a queen back in the day himself.
So this kind of reminds me, I was talking to this guy last night, James Colbert, who runs Project Refit. I think you and him probably get along. I don't know if you watched the show or not, but fucking we were talking about something like Doc Buddy brought up. So you know how everybody in the Marine Corps and in the Navy has like a top 5 dudes you would bang if you were gay? Apparently that's only a Navy Marine Corps thing because he's like, yeah, dude, I have never fucking heard of that. And then so like I give him like my top 5 dudes, and then like everybody in the comments were like, "Hey James, you had the fucking dude. Who would it be? Who would it be? Who would it be?" And he's like, I'm not comfortable with this conversation." I'm like, I don't care if you're not comfortable with it. Who is it?
Answer.
And number 1.
Fucking answer. I will say that was yesterday's podcast, right? Yeah, I was the last 2 days. Me, Emily, and my buddy Eddie have gone to hot springs. The last night was the drag show, so that's where I was at.
Oh, you didn't play with the drag show yet, though.
Dude, we didn't stay for the whole thing, but I will have to say I had to ask Emily at one point. I was like, why the fuck do all these guys or drags, or I mean, if they're
what it is, I think like
what I think it is if it's a drag, you're a gay. Or you're a guy, you don't have to be gay to be drag.
Yeah.
You could just feel better in women's clothing sometimes, and then you feel like a straight guy the rest of the time. Dude, it's not my brain. I don't have to understand it. And I was like, why do they have better asses? And she was like, guys actually have better asses than girls. And I go, no shit. And I thought about it, and I go, well, we can lift more, and our hips are placed differently, so we work our glutes better. So I was like, scientifically and medically speaking, I guess guys can have better asses.
There was this comedian, to Andrew Schultz, who I think is fucking hilarious, but he was talking about that. He was like, so one of his buddies was like, dude, I know I don't like dick. Like, what do you mean you know you don't like dick? Like, I think I don't like dick, but I haven't experimented with it. So do you know that you don't like dick? And also, I like sticking my dick in girl butt. How a guy butt can't be that much fucking different.
Sometimes, I feel like guy butt would be hairier.
Well, I meant like the actual inside of it.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
But what if that's hairy as well?
There's a lot more corn up there.
Probably. No, it was actually it was a cool evening. I mean, I ate way too much at a mezcal restaurant called Diablo's, and so I was like having the itis. So I was just like,
God. The itis sucks, but it's like the greatest thing if you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, no, I was out drinking, so I was just like, yeah, I tapered off my drinking, and so I didn't really get drunk, but I was just there, and I enjoyed myself. And, they were up there, like, singing and dancing and doing all their things. I was like, this is really fun. Like, I don't know, I'm happy. When people are happy and just enjoying themselves and no one's getting hurt, fuck it. But we also live in the Bible Belt, so I guarantee you there's people angry about it, which sucks. I mean, hey, you know what? Be who the fuck you want to be.
Yeah,
but
I don't remember who the fuck I was talking about. It might have been you, but we were talking about like the I guess the viewpoint on it is kind of a modern viewpoint because like Alexander the Great, fucking gayer than shit, he would fuck you in the ass after he conquered the known fucking world. It's like go call that dude a fucking bag. Watch you get.
I had a dope ass Navy corpsman, and he was like one of the reasons why no one ever suspected that he was gay. Was he had a wife, but she fucking ran around on him, and like they divorced, and then I never really heard of him going out after girls or anything. I was like, oh, it's whatever. Yeah. And then one day he was just like talking to me, and like he goes, by the way, blah blah blah, I'm gay, and I was like, cool. Like I don't, and he was like, well, I just don't want you to think less of me, and I'm like, why? I was like, and I get it, dude. I was the guy from Arkansas, and I'm not gonna lie, when I was in California, I pushed the whole Arkansas thing a little bit more just because I'm in California, so I want to separate myself from where I'm at a little bit. So I wanted to, like, if I'm going to be surrounded by California, I'm going to bring a little bit of fucking Arkansas and Oklahoma in this bitch. So I acted like that redneck, and I understood where he probably would have thought. Yeah. I didn't, like, I would think less of him, but fuck that. Like,
actually, speaking of that, though, your fucking tattoo looks fucking nice.
Which one? Oh, the cover-up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoever's watching, that used to be a Confederate flag from a kid that was too stupid in the Marine Corps. And now it's not. It is a purple rose. And it was done yesterday. Look, it's
nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to heal very nicely. And I'm trying not to hit this one on anything. My tattoo artist, he likes to poke fun at me because I tend to be very rough on myself. Yeah. After I got pew-pew on my fingers, I went on
Okay.
I'm an ambidextrous shooter, and one of my favorite times in my life in the Marine Corps was being the line staff over a rifle and pistol range. So, and I always taught all my guys the best as I could to shoot ambidextrously, because first of all, what if this hand gets fucking shot off? Ha! Try me now, bitch.
Well, I mean, it's funny because like the first thought that comes to your head is like, well, if that hand gets shot off, you're probably going to be too preoccupied to do anything. But there's so many fucking stories of dudes just done fucking like crazy shit after this. Like, dude, you should be dead right now. Like, there was he was in the Indian Army in World War II, fucking Japanese fucking. He ran up this machine gun fucking hill, right, or machine gun position, riddled with fucking bullets. Fucking like pulls out his pistol and starts capping the fucking machine gun crew. And then one of the Japanese dudes gets up, grabs a sword, and cuts the dude's arm off. So he dodges the next swing, grabs his severed arm, and beats that Japanese dude to death. Oh. He died like 45 seconds later from blood loss, but it's still like,
dude. Was it? I know a guy back. He had just got out of the Marine Corps and he went contractor, and his first fucking like really really big thing that he had done in Iraq is they ended up getting blown up, and he gets yeeted the fuck out of his vehicle. It was so bad, and he ended up fracturing his spine. And at the time, he couldn't feel his legs. He's now walking again. He's good, and they hella compensated for it. He does not have to worry about a thing in his life. But he's there with a fractured back, and he said at first he started to panic because he couldn't stand up.
Which is a natural thing to panic about.
Yeah, I'd fucking panic.
Fuck out.
Yeah, and so, but what had happened is he heard them running around around the fucking flamed vehicle, and he just grabs his pistol and he pops two guys, and then he hears more coming around, and he's like I couldn't quite see right, but when they came around, he's like he almost shot his own guys, but he heard them talking in English, and he's like, because honestly probably a concussion, so. But apparently, like he had heard a couple words in English, like yelling yelling either something over the radio or saying his name or something, but he couldn't quite remember. And when they got there, he's just like, I can't feel my legs, and he was then like in and out of consciousness. But literally, he was like, the dude fractured his spine, can't stand up, hears people running around the corner, and just caps them, and then was able to somehow recognize American people coming around. So he was, and this is as a contractor. Yeah. And so, I mean, the craziest things happen. But I mean, ambidextrous also, if you're fucking coming around a corner to your right, you don't want that rifle on this side, or all of you's coming around with it, and you fucking you just switch it over. Dude, I kept my rifle unslung so many times it pissed people off. And they're just like, well, what if someone grabs it? I go, then we're having a fucking fight, bud. Like, I don't know what else you expect.
There's a guy in 3-7. My buddy LeClaire was on that deployment. Like, he was like 30 feet away when this happened. I'm sure you heard this story. I think the guy he either got a Navy Cross or a Silver Star for it, but he had a fucking saw, comes around a corner, pulls it up, click, misfire. Fucking Afghan dude pulls up his fucking AK. Dude rips the AK out of his hand and beats him to death with his saw. Fucking
Didn't he like it was like before that happened, there was a moment where he knew they were coming around, and he was a little bit separated, so he was having to like kind of like duck back behind stuff, trying to fucking keep from just getting like ambushed like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I
think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fucking I did hear that dude like ended up getting out not too long after that because he got promoted to staff sergeant like way quick, and he was like, in his mind, it's like, dude, I should be a corporal right now. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I get they promoted me to staff sergeant because I did that, but I mean, so from what I understand, the dude's fucking doing good now. So
I mean, that's good. I
will like most Medal of Honor winners or like people that like get Navy Crosses up, like are like, all right, I'm done. I'm not doing anything after this. Fuck it.
I mean, you could write a book and relax after that.
No, you can have someone else write your book. It's like fucking name on it.
Well, I don't know. Fucking, I don't know. Kyle Carpenter could have wrote his own book.
He didn't write his own book.
That's probably. I met guys that knew him.
Like, I'm not fucking shit on the dude. Sounds cool as fuck, but I still have a little bit of prejudice when it's like you and two other authors. That's where you're.
I will also say, though, I would never judge someone on how they write, because I had a Corporal O'Malley back in the day. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, from 2-7. One point, the most decorated motherfucker in 2-7, like 13 years in, 4 assault charges, corporal, stack. Like a bad motherfucker type, like the type that you're like, and the only reason he never fucked with me is my cousin was his corporal in Fallujah. So yeah, he was a very scary man. I don't know which Fallujah, since we've had 3. Yeah. But it was one of them. One of the ones we were involved with.
The big one was 1-3. or 3-1. Sorry, 3-1.
But like at one point he was in Dark Horse with my cousin.
Okay.
So they were hard motherfuckers.
2-5 or 3-5?
Is it? I thought Dark Horse was 3-4. Was it 3-5 or 3-4? One of those.
I think Dark Horse is 3.
I'll fucking find out.
Dude, we have the wealth of the fucking knowledge of the human race available at our fingertips, and we use it to look at pictures of cats and mean to strangers.
Yep, 3-5. Wait,
it might
3-5 Dark Horse.
Because like, what is it like? 3-4 or 3-4 is Dark Side.
Yeah, Dark Side. 3-5 is Dark Horse, and their motto is "Get Some." I just saw that and I was like, nice. But no, he was like fucking sketch. And then he got out. Like, dude, I've got stories of the guy. But he got out and someone sent me a link to his blog like years ago. I don't remember. And I read something right. I was like, wow, this guy was the, hey man, you got a dip, and he'd fucking horseshoe it, and he's drinking on like in the middle of the workday, and he's just this brute of a human being. Then you read his writing, and you're like, where the fuck did this come from? Did you save all your sophistication of the known world to write?
Dude,
that's it?
I mean, like especially like what I've noticed with other authors in the fucking like writing community that I've been getting into the last few years. There's a lot of people that can't form a fucking sentence when they're talking to you, but you put them in front of a computer or a typewriter, and it's just fucking poetry that comes out. Like there's this one author. She's pretty articulate when she talks though. Her name's Cindy Mann. She writes fantasy and romance, and I haven't read her romance novel yet, but I read her fantasy novel, and the story was good. Like, it wasn't anything like bad. Like, it was somewhat original, fucking whatever. But even if the story sucked, like if the story and the plot was god awful, I would have fucking read it anyway because like every fucking line was so fucking wordsmithed. It was like she took the words out of this ore in the fucking mountains in a cave, put it in like a bat over a fucking fire, pulled out with some tongs, just hammered it on a fucking anvil until it became so fucking beautiful, you know?
Dude, I definitely believe it, because you're about as sophisticated as a fucking goose, and...
Hey, listen, American goose or Canadian geese?
First of all, if you got a problem with Canadian geese, you got a problem with me, and I bet you let that sit that marinate. God, Dude, sometimes how he talks is so hard to do.
Dude, you can't do it because, like, you have to, like, talk with your voice a little bit, but then also give it some, like, backwards, you know, accent to it. And you also have to make it sound manly and gruff at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird.
I can't do his accent or his the voice he makes up for that.
Me and my buddy, when we live stream playing video games, especially when we're playing Rainbow Six Siege religiously, we could do the Riley Jonesy and sometimes Riley Jonesy Shorzy chirping. Like, we'd randomly go, good job, Tutu, you're a fucking dandy. Like, just insult our own teammates. Like, I do feel bad. Now, if we tried to meet fun people.
Yeah.
But it's video games online, and everyone is already being toxic, so we jump in. Which is really funny, because we met, like, 3 or 4 people that we gamed with for a long time afterward by starting off being toxic to them. And then... I will say, especially...
At the same time, though, do you have any really good friends that you haven't been in a fist fight with?
You know...
Because I would like to think I have a lot of friends, but I don't have any close friends that I haven't either punched in the face or they punched me in the face.
Oh, wait. You mean like me just getting hit?
Either way.
At least one party gets hit.
Yeah.
Oh, no, then. I was about to say, I have one that I just haven't hit.
Yeah.
But I do remember him hitting me because I was acting like a raging cunt drunk.
Yeah. I mean, because, like, if you're around them enough, you get to know them enough. Or, like, they're not around just for the good side of you. They're there for the bad side of you, too. And when you fuck up, they put you back in line. Or you put them back in line.
I had a buddy. He's the one that, got me into Muay Thai and Muay Boring and stuff like that. And he was the one that was training me for the longest time. And dude, when we drink back now, I did visit him last time. Actually, the last 2 times we've seen each other since we got out. He's been he used to be my little feral buddy. He was fucking feral as a motherfucker. He did not fit into society in the slightest. He grew up poor as shit in fucking Oregon around goddamn Hell's Angels. He got adopted by some his buddy, his little high school buddy. His dad was a Hell's Angel, so he was around that scene, and he didn't have the best home life, and so he took to survivalist things. That's how he escaped reality, was learning about survivalist stuff. And he's this Irish motherfucker that walked around with a kilt and a fucking bottle of fucking some sort of whiskey, and was one of the best martial artists, was in martial arts programs since he was fucking 9. So he's a built fucking weapon at this point, becomes a fucking 11, and just that's who he is. And we never and when I wanted to escape the basically being in the civilized part, even in Marines, there's still your civilized, your friends from New York and even Texas that maybe they're a country, but they still lived in a house. But I'm pretty sure there's times in his life where before he joined the Marines, that he didn't have a house to go to. And so he was my little feral child. And that also trained me in martial arts. Me and him would get drunk and scare people, because I have one of the most impressive headbutts ever. And
dinosaur head, so I mean.
Yeah. No, here's the problem with it is there's a guy that was known for knocking people out with headbutts. Andrew headbutted him and just fucking sat him on his ass. And he's like, I've never been headbutted like that. And me and Andrew had a thing where we just grab each other and just wham! Wham! I've got scars up here from when we busted each other open just drunk headbutting each other. And it was just that was our thing. And or we'd get hammered and we're like, let's do a little bit of bare knuckle boxing, and we just start popping each other. And people would be like, they're fucking psychos. And we're like, yeah, kinda. A little bit.
Wee bit. Dude,
yeah, wee bit.
Fucking
and he also speaks Gaelic.
Oh, good for him. Wait. That's an us term. You either speak Scottish or Irish.
I do not know.
I mean, they're both the same language, but if you say, hey, listen, you speak Gaelic to somebody who's actually Irish or Scottish, no, I speak fucking Scottish, or no, I speak fucking Irish.
Dude, I'm part Irish, and he's Irish as a motherfucker, and he can speak fucking he was finding me old Irish songs and stuff, and he was explaining to me what they're talking about in the stories, and he was translating it for me. And I'm like, oh, I had the same idea that I have with most people that do shit like that.
Yeah.
And I fact checked him, and the motherfucker was actually accurate. I was like, God damn it! So and he's good. We met some Irish girls in LA once, and he talked with them. And I'm over there like a fucking dork with a cowboy hat on, and I'm like, when a cowboy hat and a dip in, yeah, fuck, I'm part Irish too, and everyone just kind of looks at me and just goes back talking. I'm like, I'm gonna go drink my goddamn PBRs, fucking dicks. But he was a fucking feral little bastard, and I mean, I don't know how many times just jokingly we got in fights and people didn't understand it. And then I had friends like my buddy Bush, who was a fucking boxer from Boston, a hard-hitting goddamn motherfucker. And I don't know how many times because I was in varsity wrestling in high school, I knew, he was at the level of, stand-up game that unless I threw actual elbows and legs, which would hurt him, I didn't want to hurt my friend. There's a few times that I did, and I just slammed him as hard as I could, and the wind got knocked out of him, and then I just, fucking choke him out.
Yeah.
But, I don't know how many friends that I've just gotten into fucking fights with.
Oh, yeah, just because either because fuck it, or you know what, I'm tired of your shit, fucking motherfucker, fuck you, and then 30 minutes later you're fucking drinking together again because you don't give a shit. But
dude, Andrew was in my garage for a fucking party, and by party I mean we grilled, and some of the random neighbors just started coming in, and one of my neighbors that I ended up being in the same unit with later on, he fucking shows up. And we're still talking. And what's really funny is Andrew was in PMO at one point. So PMO went by, and Andrew keeps calling them faggots. And then apparently they sent 3 cars to fuck with him. And they sent 3 guys that he didn't know that were brand new to PMO, in there to fucking handcuff him and put him on the fucking street corner and stuff like that. And then all his old buddies come out and like, oh, we fucking got you good, fucker. And it was funny, but I go to bed and he's still drinking with one of my neighbors. Was it from that I would his name is Domingo. He's a great guy. By great guy, I mean he was a great Marine. He's a good friend, and he's just kind of batshit crazy. And as my friends go, that's normal.
Oh yeah. That's the same. Like sane people are not fucking fun to be around.
Oh no. I go to bed, and I'm like, before I go to bed, I hear, "Boom!" What the fuck was that? And then later I hear, "Boom!" I'm like, and my thing is, Andrew's down there. It's good. I'm not gonna worry about it because I mean, I would trust him with anything. And I'm like, there's no one that got the jump on him, so we're good. And the next day I found out apparently Domingo was a goddamn machine gunner. Yeah. Andrew was an 11. And apparently he wanted to talk shit because he's never been knocked out by an 11 before. First of all, never say you've never been knocked out by a type of people before.
Because that person wants to prove it.
There will be someone that will prove that. Yeah. Dude, I've been knocked out before, but I'm pretty good at not getting knocked out. But at the same time, it's happened, and I don't doubt that it'll happen again.
Conversation at the bar right now, and you said, I've never been knocked out by a midget.
Dude, there will be a midget.
Evaporate into fucking existence and just like kick your ass. And you're like, why? Why did that happen?
How?
Why? How?
Well, he apparently...
Explain this to me.
Apparently he lunged at fucking Andrew, and Andrew just fucking like, I think he just elbowed him in the chin, just a good old fucking elbow chin, put him to the ground. He stood up and says, that's never happened before, and went to punch him, and Andrew just went full force. He's like, I just had to put him down for good. Yeah. And fucking dropped him, dragged him back to his house, put him in his house on his side, and then closed it. It was like kind of from the inside, turn the thing, lock the door, make sure he's good, and then went back to my house and then drank another beer and then went to bed. And like I met him later on. He goes, I always wondered how I woke up in my house. The last thing I remember was talking about fighting with your friend. And I was like, yeah, well, you fucked up, bud. And rightfully so.
So I just had a thought. It's a complete change of fucking stuff.
Go for it.
I kind of wonder what the longest video on YouTube is and what the world record is for live streams. To my knowledge, there's a 25-hour video somewhere.
No. There's someone that longest live stream on YouTube. Yeah, there we go. It is the longest one is the Chill Cows channel. It's that girl that's studying, listening to music, and it is 13,000 hours.
13,000 hours?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't count. She had to go to sleep.
I'm gonna send it to you. It's an anime. It's not a physical people.
Oh.
But it is a fuck my. You know what? I'm just gonna send it to you.
Send it to me. I'll figure it out. No, but like I wonder what the longest like live stream is, and like you know my fucking capacity for just talking shit on the fucking internet, drinking.
Yeah.
I think I can whatever it is. I'm gonna look it up later. That might be my thing. Like 3 or 4, maybe 6 months from now, like fucking once I get this thing set up a little bit better, like with a little bit more of a following, do a thing where it's like, all right, hey, listen, I'm gonna be live for 3 fucking days straight. There's gonna be caffeine pills. I'm gonna have a new guest every fucking 3 hours.
I've seen the 24-hour live stream challenge before, and usually it involves several people on one side of the camera and several people on the other side of the camera. I've seen a 12-hour live stream, and I do have to say that apparently it does get pretty mind-numbing. And honestly, do you think it would be a success if they watched you just do daily tasks, or do you have to be involved?
Oh, no. I'd be here bullshitting the entire time.
Now, what about bathroom breaks? Catheter?
Well, I mean, like, no, just turn it this way, go piss in the sink. Like, put a box up over, like, they turn it.
Forgot about that, by the way, the whole pissing in the sink thing.
Yeah.
See, I got literally a bathroom on the other side. Like, this is my office, and I have a bathroom right on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
There's a lady.
Marine Corps!
Is that Clint Eastwood? I like that.
Oh, yeah, that's the Rolling Stones. That's one of his Rolling Stones.
Nice. No, there's a YouTuber, Mary Spender. She's a fucking phenomenal fucking guitarist. But she did a fucking like 24-hour live stream to praise.
Dude, I'm just saying, I caught Buckethead live. Do you know who that is?
Dude, I know who Buckethead is. He did half the sound
Okay.
fucking last action show. And then
Dude, the way you reacted, you didn't see. You were not like not impressed, not even like okay. I'm like, fuck you.
I have a tainted view of Buckethead because, like, not that he's not a fucking phenomenal guitarist and that he hasn't earned everything he's got, but the introduction to him was when Guns N' Roses came back in like 2002, and I was like, dude, that's not Slash. Go fuck yourself. You can have anybody there, in my opinion, would be the same. Like, it's not you, it's the situation you're in.
Dude, I have a tainted view of him by who introduced me to him, but at the same time, I do have to say that Buckethead, like Soothsayer, is something that no matter what time of day, night, what state I'm in, I can actually listen to that.
See, the thing about Buckethead, though, is like one of the reasons that I think he's a fucking phenomenal guitarist is he has an unfair advantage. Like, have you seen that dude's hands on a guitar? He can have his thumb on the first fret and his pinky on the 27th fret. Like,
all right,
fucking mitts.
I'm just saying.
You need like 4 hands to do, but he can do it just because his hand happens to be this fucking long.
Dude, all right, I'm glad you could say that, which I'm now going to blame all of my shortcomings on guitar.
I have small hands.
To fucking bear paws.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, those are hobbit hands, man.
All right, so what size is your ring finger? What size is your ring?
I think it's like 12.
My pinky's at 12 and a half, and those barely fit.
Yeah.
So, I think my ring finger's like a 13 to a 13 and a half, maybe a 14. I know that my thumb these two fingers have to be completely special ordered.
Really?
Yeah, I can't get, actually a lot of stores don't carry anything over a 13.
Oh.
And
what pisses me off though is I've been working out a whole lot since I got out. Like, I got like the Bowflex, like you switch the shit on it and it like does whatever dumbbells, but they only go up to fucking 55 pounds. So it's like right now my max deadlift is what 120, just because that's what I got available. Like, the closest gym here is like 20 minutes away and it fucking sucks.
Apparently I have hams, not hands.
Yeah.
But hold on. I'm going to get a size 13 pinky. Give me a minute.
Yeah. No, but like this used, like, I love this fucking ring, but it used to be a pinky ring. And like my hands got smaller from just not doing shit, you know?
My hands continually get bigger. And I will say, though, I can't wear any of my rings if I have a lot of salt. My hands swell up, dude.
Oh.
I don't salt my... Here's the thing is, people are like, I say this and people are like, well, how do you cook? I was like, first of all, I season my food. I don't salt my food. And I rarely use salt. Like, I will salt to a point where, like, if I'm cooking for people, like, I'll salt to a certain point, and that's as much salt as I can fucking, like, really deal with and still enjoy my food. But if I'm cooking for myself, I don't salt anything. I salt noodles when I boil them, but that's fucking it. That's just because you have to.
Different though, like, you have to do that to get the noodles to fucking have the right this viscosity is not the right word.
No, because viscosity is talking about a liquid.
And it's not texture either. I guess like crunch value. Like, it's not crunchy, but like the right density. Right? Yeah, you have to do so, get most noodles, good noodles, to have the right density. On the other hand, I guess I had too much good Mediterranean food growing up and used what I would describe as an offensive amount of paprika on everything.
Dude, I grew up in South Arkansas for so goddamn long, and we'd hop over fucking to Louisiana and all the time, and I got used to Cajun food, which, see, I do have to say one thing about the world of spices is Cajun food and Asian spices, not the same type of spice. If you can handle your Cajun spices, that doesn't mean, trust the Thai person when he says hot is too hot. Go with, like, if they say hot, don't go, hey, make it extra spicy. They'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
It'll be delicious, but they'll kill you.
Over on that side of the world, fucking, like Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Cambodia, Vietnam, their medium is hotter than most of anything we've ever had. Like, straight up taking shots of fucking, like, hot sauces called fucking Satan's blood. That's their medium.
So, How much Afghan and Iraqi food have you had?
A lot. And besides their yogurt, which just fucking freaked me out, everything else, like, dude, I don't care that this dude fucking made this fucking nasty ass, just walked in fucking goat shit feet. I'm gonna fucking eat it anyway. The fucking detrimental dysentery I get afterwards, worth every fucking grain of rice, motherfucker.
Dude, I grew up eating Pope salad and eggs, so I never really had much of digestive problems with any of their food because I grew up eating a poisonous plant that gives you the shits.
A lot of it's the water. Like, also, fucking, they poisoned us a few times. There was
actually, I don't. That's really against. That is hardcore against their religion. It is seen as so god awful to poison someone in Muslim culture.
I'm not gonna give specifics, but there was a few people that got dragged out of their shops and disappeared after that.
Well, fair enough. But I will say that I found out because the excessive use of mustard, especially, in a lot of their food, especially Iraqi food. And I found out why they season their food and why also Mediterranean people season their food and people of desert cultures is if you're constantly breathing in sand, it numbs your fucking taste bud. So you over season.
I never put that together before. That makes sense though.
Yeah. Think about it. All those most people that fucking just enjoy think about it all the way up to Britain and fucking especially Scotland where you just boil the flavor out and it's done. So that's where you're that because they don't have to.
This food is fucking terrible. It is goddamn bad.
Who's?
British.
You're right. I mean, but their best claim to fame, culinary wise, is fish and chips and Gordon Ramsay, and Gordon Ramsay will make you other countries' food first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Anthony Bourdain? I fucking loved his show. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go to a fucking dirt farmer pissant nowhere in the fucking third world, and I'm gonna fucking show you something that's gonna brain fuck your fucking tongue pussy.
Fermented shark. That was my favorite episode.
The one I remember the most was he was in Ethiopia, and he was hanging out in a back fucking alley around a fucking dumpster fire, fucking smoking cigarettes and fucking talking shit with these fucking dudes. It's like, all right, so let me tell you what these guys do when they're not in an alley smoking cigarettes and burning fucking garbage. And then it's like, oh, that food looks fucking goddamn delicious, dude.
Dude,
put that on TV. Here's my thing. Well, you've seen Last Action Hero, right?
Say again?
You've seen that movie, Last Action Hero?
Yes, with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, where that kid has that ticket, lets him go into movies. If I had that ticket, I would go into movies to eat fucking food.
Yes. Yeah, honestly, yes. Dude, I'm a big foodie. My family has a fucking cookbook. I might have an extra copy if you want one. I'd have to dig around for it. It's the Finley Family and Friends. I don't know if it's still available to purchase a new copy of it, but there's probably a PDF file of it somewhere. And I grew up with people that knew how to cook, and then I grew up because my parents, although in some way small-minded as they were, my parents were foodies. Yeah. They love and my dad, he experienced my dad joined the Air Force and he did what they called in the fucking 80s or the early 80s the Asian circuit. Thailand, Philippines, Japan, Okinawa. He did all the Asian countries and he stayed in rotation there for most of his enlistment. So he learned to surf. This is a cowboy from Oklahoma and Texas that learned to surf in Okinawa. And dude, he had a surfboard in our barn till one Christmas. He sawed the fins off it, drilled a hole through it, strapped it to a 4-wheeler, and said, "Get on!" And there, because there was snow, and he just shit whipped us all over the yard. Nice. And so my dad absolutely loves Asian, especially third world island, fucking in the Pacific food. He adores it. And my mom loves food from all cultures. So I grew up just wanting more and more food. And that's when people ask me, oh, how much did you hate California? Everyone out here just assumes I hated California.
Dude, awesome. The state sucked. The fucking area was fucking great.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a question for you. You can only have one. Rural Southern California desert food. So Santana's and or New Orleans food.
like all of Cajun food in its culture, or are you talking about everything I can get in Southern California?
Like the fucking like random fucking taco truck selling fucking burritos with fucking like this dude hasn't had a shower in a month. That guy's food versus Cajun food. That's tough. That's fucking tough.
Let me explain why, and then you're gonna see why I say Southern California food.
Okay.
Is because I can go down to Louisiana right now and make it back for work tomorrow. I could drop down there, pick up some crawfish. Fuck me, I've got a dope ass crawfish place in town. I could go down there and get dude, they sell boudin almost everywhere around here. Like, I can get Cajun food. But you know what I haven't had? No matter, like, and people come up to me because I started making complaints. I was like, I haven't found a good taco place. I haven't found a good taco place. They're like, well, try this place. And I'm like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's great. But it does not fucking hold a candle. And the thing is, because I haven't had it and I can't get it.
Dude, the other thing that like pisses me off is when everybody's in Texas. It's like, we have the best Mexican food. It's like, dude,
you keep running your Mexicans off, you won't have the best Mexican food.
Texan Mexican food is fucking shit.
Tex-Mex sucks. I mean, Fuzzy's is a great taco place. And you can find...
None of it's better than Chili's. And, like, I'm not saying Chili's is good.
I'm just talking about, like, Chili's, like Applebee's Chili's? Or...
Yeah. It's like, Tex-Mex. Like, the best Tex-Mex is, like, on Chili's.
How much time have you spent in Texas?
I don't know, maybe 3 months.
Dude, I've spent quite... I mean, you gotta realize I border it. I've fucking been down there. And I'm not saying this like I'm the bitch from fucking Alaska, that congresswoman from Alaska. I could see Russia, therefore I know all about them. But I can definitely say I've been to Texas and I've spent a lot of time there, and I've ate there quite often. It is comparable to California. The only problem is you're not gonna have, like, there is Tex-Mex and there is Mezcal. There's your Mexican California type, which though they come from Baja, so they bring a Baja style, or you got fucking from Texas, which is the desert of Texas. Like, you get your country bumpkin style, which, don't get me wrong, I've had Chihuahua tacos. Sorry. And they are delicious, but I would rather have a proper fucking surf and turf taco from a guy that just got there from Baja 2 weeks ago. That might sound super racist, but I don't give a fuck.
Here, look, I'm not like I'm not for open borders, but I definitely see the upside of it. And even if I have to like play the fucking like, stupid white guy racist card, it's like, yeah, but like Jose has got some fucking good burritos. I don't care if he's illegal or fucking. That makes it worth it for me, man.
Could we have a checkpoint at the border? Okay, was like, what is your specialty? I can cook, and I'm just there going, make me something, and then I just take them into the kitchen. They cook, I taste it, I go, yeah, this guy comes through. This guy, he needs to be in this country, right? You know what? Give him a business loan. Give him a fucking business loan.
I'd break it down more than that. Like, you come through the fucking gate, right? And, like, you put your shit up, and the gate guard gets a spoonful of your beans. Not your fucking finished product, just your fucking beans. And it's like,
oh, shit.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, you can come through, or, like, turn around.
You know what? Honestly, the beans. All right, so
I fucking love refried beans. Like, that's not my religion.
Oh fuck, dude! I went to black beans. I thought you were talking about black beans, dude.
See, there we go. There's fucking diversity, man.
Yeah. See, all right. I think how you make, because you can make meat. You can learn to make meat better, and you can. I say, make sure their chicken, how they cook their chicken, doesn't come out dry. A wood fire grilled chicken doesn't come out dry. Taste their pico, and then taste their fucking beans. And after, like, no finished dish, just those three bases right there. And honestly, I think we would also have very fat border guards, and they would after a while they'd be like, it only this. Like, at first you'll have a lot come through, but after a while,
rotate it like you have like 12 hours on, a week off to like go PT.
Yeah, just fucking forced PT, sauna suit PT in the Texas heat and in the California desert heat. Fuck you. Dude, honestly, I think we just solved a lot of the border crisis right now.
Oh, dude, or I guess there could be another fucking thing with that. Minus like your bites of like your 3 not finished, whatever. It's like, all right, roll up to the gate, fucking give me a bottle of your horchata. You can
All
come.
right.
You can come through. Or
you know what?
pass around.
See, this is why one person can't make decisions. Because you were thinking refried, I was thinking black beans. I brought up fucking how dry is your chicken. You bring up horchata. We need a table.
We need a
committee of foodies saying, okay, you're only allowed. And, hey, we don't have to do this just with Mexico. I'm saying, if your maple syrup isn't that great, you don't get to come down here from fucking Canada. Fuck you. If your bacon isn't that great, which that's a joke, but like other countries, I honestly
do bacon good. I'm sorry. Like,
huh?
Canadians do not do bacon right. Sorry.
It's actually not Canadian bacon. It's not even a made in Canada. It's just a cut. I don't even know how it got that name.
Dude, I know, but I'm gonna
find out how it got that name. By the way,
probably because they invented it there and then it spread out afterwards. Hold on. While we're talking about Tex-Mex, Ronnie commented, "It's comparable, but you have to go down and find the places outside all the shitty franchises. It's easy to find better food anywhere in SoCal." Dude, there was a fucking food truck in.
Hold on.
What's up?
Do you know why Canadian bacon got its name?
No, tell me.
Because of the Brits. It's because they imported pork and they cut it their way, and they referred to all pork that came out of Canadian farms as Canadian bacon at one point in the 1800s. And the Brits fucked up food again.
Now, there was a food truck, which, in hindsight, wasn't great, but still better than average. And they would sell tacos, like little small tacos, for $1 each.
Street tacos.
Well, they'd show up and sell those for $1 each. But they weren't open during the day. What they would do is they'd pull out in front of bars at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. And they'd only be open for an hour a fucking day, 3 to fucking 4 a.m. Or I guess
make $700 in an hour and leave.
Yeah, like 2:30 to like 3:30, just like all the drunk dudes coming out of the tacos are $1? Oh, fuck.
5. Give me 5. I'll drop 2 of them.
5? Dude, here's a $20 bill. Fuck me up, and then like keep the change, man. Fuck it.
Dude, I will say, have you spent a lot of time in Pendleton? So there's a place in Oceanside, right on the fucking coast, Rockin' Baja Lobster.
I don't know if I've been there.
Dude, they had their Taco Tuesdays where all of their fucking premium tacos are $2 and all of their regular tacos are $1, and their fucking 35-ounce Tecate mugs was $5. Every time when I went to division schools, when I went to advanced urban leaders course, every time I had a course in fucking Pendleton, or I got a chance, or my buddy, he lived in he was stationed in Miramar. Like, I'd go down there and I'd be like, dude, we're gonna go over. Dude, the only reason I loved Oceanside was because of
a lot of reasons.
So the only reason why I'll admit that I love Oceanside is because of Rockin' Baja Lobster, which the sign says Rockin' Baja, but the name was Rockin' Baja Lobster, and I don't know why I have to say lobster each time.
So I'm going to tell you why I love Oceanside. A, Kalima's, right off base, which Kalima's, if Kalima's was a person and Santana's was a person, they wouldn't have a draw in a fist fight. They would both die. They'd kill each other fucking fighting. Like, it's the same. Now, Kalima's is a small franchise. I think there's like 5 of them. The one in Carlsbad sucks. The one in Encinitas is okay. The one in Oceanside, God came in a tortilla, and you fucking eat it. But there's that. The fucking Haunted Head is great, and right down the street from the Haunted Head, you have the Pierview Pub, which has live music 4 days a week, and that place fucking rocks. The Purple Church isn't there anymore. That was the best fucking thing ever, because like on Sunday mornings it's a strip club, but if you're military you get it for free, which means you get free breakfast and you get to see some titties. And then also the culture in fucking Oceanside is fucking great, because what I would do, and this is like 2 deployments in, fucking going to Oceanside, I'd have a pair of jeans. I'd have my combat boots. I would have a fresh fucking high and tight haircut. I have a shirt that said 1775 with a National Defense ribbon under it. And that guaranteed you got fucking laid. Because chicks in Oceanside loves fucking boots. So you show up, act like a fucking boot, you get your fucking dick wet.
So it's really funny.
I'm grabbing cigarettes. I'm like 3 feet that way. I can hear you.
All right. One of the things about Oceanside that cracks me up is you didn't mention Roberto's, and I want to fucking fight you, kid.
No, because I fucking said Klima's, and Roberto's would fuck Klima's. I'm sorry, yeah. Klima's would fuck Roberto's in the ass.
I don't know about that.
Klima's also has like a fucking D on the fucking health code, like almost all.
And it's fucking delicious, bud.
Yeah.
Oceanside, if they had an A, then it was fucking Dairy Queen. But if it had a D, it was legit as fuck. I'm just saying, like, I get Gordon Ramsay screams about health in his kitchens. But yeah,
Gordon Ramsay also has, $1 million fucking restaurants in every major fucking city.
And he can have Japanese Wagyu.
Yeah. I've been to a couple of his restaurants. They're fucking amazing. But fucking
never been
ass street tacos from some dude that hopped the fucking border last week kicks it in the ass.
I would say that Oceanside holds a good place in my heart because there is the boot area of Oceanside that everyone goes to, and then there's your local area where people like me that I look Hispanic to begin with, and also
fucking blondie.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I'm in Arkansas. I don't want people to think I'm gonna steal their packages, so I went with the white guy look.
Dude, I'm totally going Anglo-Saxon right now. That's why I have blonde hair. I'm from Northern Europe.
No, dude, straight up, I'm white as fuck. No, which is really funny because I'm not Hispanic. That's the funniest fucking thing.
Well, no, you're like Native American and like black, right?
Native American. I am black. I have Mediterranean in me, and I have some Portuguese in me. So technically, I'm what they would call mestizo. So a type of Hispanic that's not ever been Hispanic in my life. But no, I would say that Oceanside, there's a part of Oceanside, because I never stuck with, like, I did everything I could to, at the very beginning of my time in the Marine Corps, I tried to look as non-Marine as possible everywhere I went.
Yeah, have fun with that with your fucking high and tight. Well, have fun with it with your low reg, which dude, fucking everybody fucking knows.
Dude, I had a fucking hat on constantly. And I turned it backwards.
Cowboy hat on.
No, at first, it was a baseball cap, and I'd put it backwards. And then I'd tell, some people, I actually had, staffs on and go, "Hey, Marine, what's your fucking name? Why is your hat backwards?" And I was like, "Who the fuck are you talking to?" And they're like, "I'm a fucking staff. I've had, officers and shit like, I'm this. Who the fuck are you?" And I go, "Dude, I'm not a fucking Marine." And I'd sound as California as possible, actually not like the Hollywood, California. It was I was like, "Dude, I'm not a Marine. Like, what the fuck?" And they'd look and they'd kind of question, go, "Do I need to fucking call the cops?" And immediately they'd be like, "Oh, and they'd apologize and leave. And I'd be like, "Fuck yeah." Dude, I got friends out of trouble doing that shit. And then later on when I was after, I think it was probably a couple months after I got back from Afghan, I just said fuck it, and I was full rednecked up for many years. And I don't know what happened. At first it was just I didn't want to fall into a stereotype, and then I was just I'm just gonna do me. That's just it. And I also was dealing with a divorce.
We're just chugging. I'm a soy boy, bro. What's up, man?
Yeah.
Leave me alone, guy, with your fucking stupid weave belt and your moto tat.
But no, I definitely have to say though, I fit in, and also one of my buddies was he was from just below Oceanside, in some weird area. And he like, so I would hang out with him, and then we'd go out. So we'd go to his local areas, and like no one would even guess it, but there's parts of Oceanside that I have found drunken stumbling in the morning when I woke because I fucking fell asleep like legit next to water. I had water splash me, waking me up and go, oh fuck. And I gotta find a place to piss and food because I'm still fucking I'm not at the hangover part. I'm just still hammered. Mind you, by the way, I joined at 17 and I had a fake Oklahoma driver's license. Which I go to California and they're just like, okay, it's an Oklahoma driver's license, and it was good. Yeah. It was a very well, dude, I just had a friend that knew someone, and I was like, yeah, I'm joining the Marines, I'm going to California, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, do you want a fake ID? I'm like,
fuck it.
Why not? And I was like, all right, just give me like 2 weeks. And then I think I graduated, and then like the week or two after graduation, he handed it to me, and I was like, and I was smart enough to do one thing, not use it in Oklahoma. And that's because I had friends that were fucking 18 and up that could fucking, and I was like that, and I had friends that could get beer and shit like that, and I had friends that could give me smokes and dip and whatever, so I was good. But I was like, I'm not going to try to enter a bar with this. This is for California only. And I went, and dude, I did the one thing that people didn't do is I memorized every fucking line.
Like your fake address, your fake name, all that shit.
Oh, no. It was my real address.
Oh, even better.
If you looked at my real Oklahoma driver's license and my fake one, you would be like, huh. And here's the thing is, the driver's license number was the same. I memorized my own driver's license number because I remembered the fake one. And I was like, and I've never really...
That's suspicious. That's suspicious as well. Hey, what's your driver's license number? Instead of looking at, fucking it's SS33369 fucking 46137AX. Why do you know that?
Yeah. Dude, but the thing is like, I didn't want anybody to ever call me out on it. Like, I was like, I had everything memorized. And people, dude, there's a lot of people, and what's really funny is, even today, I have a baby face. It's because I'm Native American. I'm going to look young till I'm 50, then I'm going to look 150. That's how we age. So, even then, like
my granddad on my dad's side's fucking full-blooded Creek. And he's 88. He looks a solid fucking 67.
So, my dad isn't I think I've talked to you about that before. My dad isn't my, like, biological dad, but he's been there since I was 3 months old.
Yeah,
your dad. His father is quite Native American. We don't know how much because it was at the time his mom and grandma during that time were being Native American in the area of Oklahoma and around Oklahoma was seen as you're a dirty person. So they burned all documents showing like, so they don't know exactly how much, but you look at him and go, yeah. Straight up, people think he's like in his 60s. The motherfucker's about to turn 90.
Yeah.
He's just now graying hair. And he looked like he was actually at the VA. And they were like, you were supposed to go over into this class when you were 75, like into this side of the VA. And because he looked so young, and he stayed active his whole life. Mind you, the guy's had triple bypasses and shit like that, but he stayed so active, just going and doing and hunting. Like, he never just got old. He was told in his like 50s or 60s, if he ever started taking naps, he'll never stop. And so he stayed young. And they ended up, the nurses were like, hey, you were supposed to be over here. Now he's like, now I get put in the section that people have oxygen tanks and they're coughing and dying. And he goes, now I feel old. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, no, see, like when I talk to my grandma, it's kind of sad when you hear it because, you know, she's like, oh yeah, granddad, papa, he's all old bent and crotchety and all that. And it's sad. I remember him being, because, we met, when, we were 20, in the fucking early 50s. I remember him being a young man. It's kind of sad to see him, blah, blah, whatever. And when you hear my grandma talk about it, it's like, dude, that's a sad story. But every time I'm over there, like, he lives on the side of a hill, and he's like, his lawnmower broke a couple years ago. and he didn't buy a new one. He just weed whacked the entire fucking lawn, like just like Conan going through fucking bodies. Like he's out there with a weed whacker going through grass. It's like, yeah, that dude's a crotchety old man, all right.
Yeah.
Sure. Like I get it. I was a badass fucking 50 years ago, and this is a downgrade from them. But like, this is still man status now.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I've had 5 back surgeries, and I'm not weed eating my whole fucking yard.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
But I will say though, every time someone like they're like, oh, you're 25 or however the fuck old. Like it's been so long now. I've been old enough. I don't remember what the age was, but I do. It was somewhere close to 25 because I knew like the guy was smart enough not to put me as 21.
Yeah.
Because
that's suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was like, oh, you're this, and I'm like, and I acted like he insulted me. I was like, dude, if you say I have a fucking baby face. And the guy would be like, oh, and I'd act like I was actually upset. Which in high school, I was in a lot of theater. I dropped all athletics: varsity wrestling, varsity football, varsity golf, which is an athletic. Fuck off. And I went to theater and choir. So I learned to be a thespian, so I can act. Okay.
Yeah. No. The other thing I was gonna say about my granddad, which I think is fucking great, is he's old enough. Or my grandparents are old enough to where like half the photos they have are in black and white, and there's not one picture of my granddad in black and white, which are half the photos he has, where he's not so drunk that someone else is holding him up. And it's like, and then apparently like my aunts and my uncles, my dad told me this was like, I guess when my dad was about fucking 12, he decided to quit smoking and drinking cold turkey, like just like woke up on a Tuesday. I'm not drinking or smoking anymore. And apparently he was the meanest son of a bitch on the planet for like a week and a half. And then like went back to normal.
That's fucking weird. Oh, no, I don't see that as fucking weird. I've been pissy if you take away something from my normal existence, I'd get pretty pissy too. But we are at 2 hours and 1 minute, and you said you wanted to cut it off at 2 hours.
Okay, so I said that when I was sober. Like, we can keep going if you want, or if you want to do so, we can. So 2 hours.
Do you want to end this one and start another one so that people, like, you can title the next one Drunken Rambling?
I will. But give me like 5 minutes so I can take a piss, get some more ice.
I need to piss. That was also the second reason. I was like, I really need to piss.
All right, so everybody watching, fucking thanks for fucking hanging out. If you want to fucking hang out more, we'll be back in 5-10 fucking minutes.
And I'll do the next one on my I can share this on my live stream. I can have this going on my live stream on Twitch.
All right.
Maybe we can get a couple of my followers over here.
Fucking sounds good, dude. Fucking bonus episode. Fucking what are you?
Bonus episode.
You're episode 4. Episode 4.5.
Dude, I will be officially on 3 different fucking episodes then.
What was the other? It was this one.
Saturday. Now this one. There'll be technically 3 different episodes.
Wait, this is Saturday. What's the other one?
Last week.
Oh, you
the 6-hour one.
Next one's gonna be the official. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll be back.
All right.